Hey, hi you guys, and welcome back to Through Evangelist Eyes. My name's Rod Savala, and I'm a street evangelist. And yesterday I had an ocean behind me. Today, no ocean, but we're back in the streets. And you know, as I was walking out here, I found myself saying, I wonder if I should be filming this as I'm coming. And I don't know editing well enough to try to cut out something that's too lengthy. But it just made me think about your approach. And sometimes your approach to evangelism, when you first start sharing the gospel, when you first start trying to proclaim Christ, sometimes you just feel awkward and you get it wrong. And maybe not the message wrong, but maybe the delivery, how you delivered the message, how I delivered the message. And Saul, we're in 1 Samuel right now, chapter 13. Saul really messes up. One time right after another, again and again. He just gets it wrong. And as I was thinking about it, it reminded me of a video I watched several years ago, probably 10, 15 years ago. And this young evangelist, he set up the camera, videotaped him climbing onto this ladder, and just to his side, to the right of him, there's a whole line of people waiting to go into this sporting event. And he climbs up on the ladder and he starts shouting at the people, you know what? I don't have any problem with the ladder. I don't have any problem with the shouting. Firemen have to shout, hey, get out of the building. I'm sure police officers shout sometimes. There's a difference between shouting and yelling. And what this evangelist did, as you're watching the video, he was really shouting out fire and brimstone to these people. And through the whole video, he is awkward, he's uncomfortable, he's not sure what to say next, and all those things happen. All those things happen. But at the end of the video, he comes in and he says, you know why I showed you this video? Because I want you to see how not to do evangelism. And I wonder about Saul right now, that God let us see into the heart of one of his people and see it done wrong. Trusting the word, who is Samuel, trusting Samuel's word, trusting God. But in chapter 13, if ever we saw how to do it wrong, Saul gets it right in doing it wrong. And Samuel in 13:11, Saul ends up sacrificing the animal himself. He was supposed to wait for Samuel. And Saul comes up with 3 excuses. And again, I would like to ask us, maybe these excuses are our excuses. They're good ones. As far as an excuse goes, are they the right ones? I don't think so. But they seem like good excuses at the time. And I'm sure, and I don't know about you, but I know sometimes I don't want to come out here. And I will come up with several excuses. In a one-on-one situation, sometimes I don't want to say anything. And I come up with more excuses. Saul the king, has 3 excuses. One is the people of God were scattering. Hey, I like using that one. I'm by myself. who these, the other believers, they're all over the place. And some believers believe this, and I don't exactly believe that. And some believe this other thing, and I don't exactly believe that. You know what? In the minor things that are not critical, I am going to show grace. And I am going to call them brothers and sisters, as long as it's not heresy. I have plenty out here, and you do, plenty of believers around me who will help by prayer, help by encouragement. But Saul says the people were scattering. And then he says, wait a minute, Samuel, you didn't show up at the appointed time. And if you read the narrative, I almost get the sense Saul was at the wrong place. So maybe Samuel was on time, Saul was just at the wrong place. And isn't that what we do? We go, God, I prayed for this, but you didn't deliver. I was here. Maybe you're at the wrong place. Maybe I'm at the wrong place. But Saul says, you weren't on time, Samuel. And then the third thing, Saul says the enemy, King Saul says the enemy were coming. They were near. I had to do something. You know what? There's plenty out here who are enemies of God. Plenty of them. Plenty of them. And I've known them up close and personal. And it can get scary, and it can feel like you're alone. You're not. You're not. Even when the enemy gets close, God is there. God is closer to you, to me. So whatever the excuses are, and in our weakness, our excuses come from foolishness, probably, but they ought to lead us to remind ourselves, God is the one that is the maker. He can make in you, He can make in me the heart I need for evangelism, the love I need for evangelism. I don't have to just drum it up myself. He is the giver. He is the maker. And let's remind ourselves of that often and not just come up with excuses. Saul had a lot of excuses, but so do we too often. So God bless you, and I hope that we will be telling others there is no excuse for not calling on Jesus. There is no excuse to say, Lord, here I am. Here I am. God bless you. And here we go to tell them to go to God without excuses. Here we go.